What's up, dudes? Here to do another daily video for you today. Nothing really exciting going on right now, so I'm just going to jump straight into answering some of your questions. A few questions on here. PalmHun935 asks, are you going to make more Butch Sanderson videos in the future? Well, it's definitely a possibility. Here's the thing about Butch Sanderson, though, to give you a little bit of history on the character. So Kason was taking a class from Devin Graham. You might know him as Devin Supertramp here on YouTube. Big channel. He was teaching a YouTube class at the college. How to grow your channel through being consistent, delivering high quality stuff, and collaborating with people, all the stuff that goes into building your channel. And Mont Toronto, who plays Butch Sanderson, who is that character, he was also in that class. So it was kind of a collaborative effort between Mont and us. And you know, the zombie idea with the roommate and everything like that, and a crazy guy coming in and kind of just like blasting the fetch out of him, that was our idea. But the character itself, Butch Sanderson, was almost 100% Mont. Mont was the one that thought of the name. Mont was the one that kind of came up with his mannerisms and his voice. So that character is Mont's. What's up, dude? What's up? I wouldn't even really consider Butch like our character. So we'd have to kind of collaborate with Mont again. The problem is that Mont's really busy on campus. He got his hands in so many different things, so many different projects, and he works on campus. And so it's a possibility, but I don't know how often it can happen or if it's going to happen anytime soon. Dude, absolutely. We'd love to collab with people that are close by. Collaboration is one of the best and fastest way to grow your channel. So if any of you out there, I'm talking to anybody, wants to do a collaboration with us, here's what you need to do. You need to send us a personal message explaining what you're thinking. Instead of just saying, hey, do you want to collab? Because that can mean anything. Explain like, hey, this is a specific video we would like to do with you guys because we can't do special effects like you, or we can't do this like you guys do. But with you guys, we could do this video and make it look really awesome. Then offer us something that we can't do. Let me give you a list of things that we can't do, or the things that we need. We need actors. We never, ever have enough actors. We never have enough people just at hand. Whereas it's always usually just Landon, Case, and myself. 2 actors and a guy manning the camera. It would be really nice if we didn't have to be in the video at all. We could just have actors out there, and the 3 of us could be handling sound, multiple camera setups, you know, all of that stuff. That'd be great, and we could just direct it and stuff like that. So we always need more actors. We always need props and costumes. We don't have anything. We don't have guns. We usually have to borrow them from people. We don't have like camo or body vests or anything that looks like, you know, security guard type of costume. We need that stuff. We don't have anything. If you guys have like freaking Splinter Cell looking stuff with like black, you know, get up and ski masks and like the body armor and everything like that, we need that stuff. We don't have it. If you can provide that for us for one of our videos, we will do something for you in return. In terms of special effects, whatever. We don't have. We really want to do medieval stuff. We really want to do fantasy-based stuff with swords and, you know, swords and sorcery and that sort of thing. So if you have costumes, if you have beards, if you have actors that can do that kind of stuff, that are into that sort of thing, if you have armor especially, like if you can make any of that, if you have any of that, like we would love to use it in a video, give you credit for it, or do a video for you in return. So offer us something that we can't do. Oh, 3D. We can't model in 3D either. Anything complicated. We can't do spaceships. We can't do monsters. We can't do sprawling cities or big matte paintings. We can't paint. We don't do painting. So if you can do matte paintings, if you can do any of that stuff that we can't do, you provide it for us. We will do cool stuff for you in return. So just send us a message. Let us know what you can do. You already know what we can do. So, all right. So I think that's all the questions on that one. Okay, here's one from Omnifish. Do you guys like playing sequence games like Riven, and would you consider playing older PS1 games? I love PS1 games, especially all the RPGs on there. It's tons of them. Problem with RPGs is that it takes a really long time to get going, usually, getting your character and your party set up. And, you know, with the disaster that was the Baldur's Gate 2 video I just put out, I think if I do RPGs in the future, it's going to have to be like, pick it up in the middle of the game, kind of show how the game works, how the battle system is, item management, leveling up your characters, what that's all about. Versus, like, starting from scratch with a new character, never having played the game before. So, but yeah, I love PS1. PS1 had so many freaking amazing games. So, definitely into that. Riven and Myst are fun games, and I enjoy them. There's another one that's really similar that I grew up playing. It's called Titanic... some kind of Titanic game. Anyways, but it was all based in, like, you're like this detective going through trying to solve this mystery, and you travel back through time, though. You start in World War II, you go back in time to the Titanic, and you're basically, through the events, without spoiling too much, through the events of what you do there on the Titanic, you're trying to prevent future World War II. So it's a really cool game, really similar to Myst or to Riven, and I would definitely consider doing that if I could get that game to work on my computer again, because that game was freaking sweet. Here's one from Fur Ox Lion. I don't know if it's Fire Ox Lion or Fur Ox Lion, but wants to know what types of television shows we enjoy. So of the ones you've listed, we haven't seen Doctor Who. We have seen a lot of Supernatural, and I like Supernatural, but not probably for the same reasons as most of the fans of the show. I like it because I think it's really bad. So it's like entertainingly bad for me. The Walking Dead, we saw the first episode a while back, and we haven't seen any more. And I don't know why, because I think it's on Netflix now, so we should totally be watching it. But it was awesome. Like, freaking awesome. We love Adventure Time. It's way funny. We haven't seen My Little Pony. And we watch SpongeBob all the time. I think that's hilarious. As far as other shows, a Korean drama called Secret Garden. We love that show. It's probably my favorite television show ever. I think it's really funny, really clever, really well written. And it kind of starts off the same way, though. Like, the first few episodes you watch, you're like, this is so bad that I just have to keep watching it. It's entertainingly bad. But it actually gets really good. It, like, does a complete 180. It starts off being like, this is really silly and really weird, but it gets so good down the line. It's, like, really, really powerful stuff. Animes. I recently watched all of Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I thought it was freaking sweet. And Samurai Champloo. So, those are just a few examples of television shows that we like. What are your favorite controllers out of all the systems? That's from Kiefer Myers. My favorite controller is the Xbox 360 controller. Mostly because it fits really, really well in my hands. It's very comfortable for me to hold this controller. It has the exact same functionality as this. These work almost exactly the same. The major difference I've noticed is that, you know, games where on the Xbox 360, let's just say shooters, for example. Well, not even necessarily shooters, even third person. Gosh dang it. Even third person shooters. These triggers are going to be the ones that aim fire. Whereas on the PlayStation controller, it's going to be L1 and L2 for the most part, because that's kind of where your hands rest on this when you're set up. Hands kind of rest on L1, L2. Whereas on this, they don't rest on LB and RB. They rest kind of on the L and the L trigger and the R trigger. So usually these are kind of switched between the two versions of the game, which is not a problem, honestly. Either one of them works. But yeah, this is just a little bit small for me, like in my hands, and my hands cramp a little bit when I play for longer periods of time. I like the D-pad way better on the PlayStation 3 controller. This D-pad is freaking garbage. It's horrible. I really like the sticks on here. I like that they're offset. I think that's nice. And this just fits better in my hands. But they're basically the same thing. It's not hard to switch between them for me. Another controller I really like is the Wii U controller. I think this has potential to be my favorite controller, barring like a few problems. One, digital triggers. That's bullcrap. Why did they do that? You know, with this controller, you have pressure sensitivity. You can kind of ease this trigger in, right? It's an analog trigger. These are digital triggers. No excuse for that. Why did you do that? It's freaking dumb. But it's not that hard to get used to having both sticks up top. I've found that, you know, for the most part, what they do to kind of fix, like, for instance, if you're playing like this, or on the PlayStation 3 controller, usually A is your main action button, because it's the easiest to reach from the stick, right? Just here to here. That's kind of your main action button. That's your cancel button, usually. So that you can just kind of quickly reach to that. Same with PlayStation. X is usually your confirm, O is usually your cancel, because it's the easiest to reach from the stick. On the Wii U controller, X is generally going to be your confirm button. I'm guessing, for the most part. And then Y might end up being. So it's just kind of reversed, and it's a little hard to get used to at first, but it's not any more difficult, really, than playing with those controllers. But I really hate that these are digital. And I do think that real-time strategy can be beastly on this controller with the touchscreen capabilities. The touchscreen adds a huge dynamic. So I'm looking forward to how they've implemented that. There's not enough games out right now to really say whether or not this is one of my favorite controllers, but it has potential to be there. But at the moment, I'd say this is definitely my favorite controller. Neezers wants to know, he says his favorite video is Imaginary Warzone. Will Kyle and Todd ever settle it at recess in an Imaginary Warzone 3? You can definitely look forward to that. We are going to do another Imaginary Warzone. We're going to do many more Imaginary Warzone videos. But this is kind of a series that is completely original, something that we feel really proud of, and probably what I'm most proud of out of everything we've done on YouTube so far. So, problem is that I got my hair cut, so my hair is a little short right now to do one at this time. It's also too cold outside. So we're probably going to wait more till the spring or summer when my hair can grow in a little bit more so I can get it coming out underneath that beanie, and when the playgrounds will be clear of snow. But you can definitely look forward to that. We will be doing an Imaginary Warzone 3. Okay, and there's actually one more question. I won't mention who it is because it seems like, well, this person went back and deleted their comment, so I don't know if they were embarrassed or maybe they feel like we've already answered it before, but I think it's a good question. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it, and I won't mention your name in case you didn't want people to see that. So this viewer says, I remember way back when you had 1,000 subscribers, maybe less. I saw your first 5 videos or something. Your first video was some CG effect. Then you had Answer, Roommate Tension, and the first video I ever saw was Imaginary Warzone. My question is, did you guys think you were going to have the audience? You were going to gain an audience when you first started? You've come a long way. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like we've come a long way too. And it's really cool to talk to somebody who saw our stuff when we started, who was, you know, there back at the beginning. So, yeah, I agree we've come a long way. And to answer the question, if you go back about 3 years ago, when we first came across Freddie Wong's channel and we're watching his videos, we thought it was so cool. You know, we were just laughing our butts off going through and watching all these different videos, and we turned to each other and we're like, dudes, like, we could do this. We could do this. We could do what he's doing. And you know, it's never as easy as you originally think, and obviously it takes a lot of time to build an audience like that, but I think we're well on our way. And so I guess the reason I'm telling you that is because that from the beginning we felt very capable of doing that. And I always believed that we could build an audience on YouTube. I thought we were talented enough, I thought we were funny enough, and I thought we had some really great ideas. And we had been working together for so long and had so many hours of experience with filmmaking. So, for me, and I can't answer for them, but for me, I really believed from the beginning that we could do it. And we're not there yet. We haven't arrived by any means. We still have a lot of work to do. We have a long way to go and a lot of stuff to learn. But I did believe from the beginning, and I still believe, that we can be one of the top channels on YouTube if we continue to work hard. So, anyways, I think I'm going to go to Guitar Center now and look at some new pickups for my guitar because I'm not liking the sound I'm getting out of it. So thanks for watching, thanks for being beasts, and stay tuned for more awesome videos coming up on our main channel. Peace!